What's going on, boys? It's your boy Dante, and welcome to another video. I'm gonna be putting you on to how we could make models for rooftops, bro. We gotta lock in, bro. Like, you feel me? It can't just be me, gang. Thank you guys for the love that you've been showing on the channel. I really appreciate it. Finally hit 100 subs. I know it's not a lot, but that's a W in my book. I'm not gonna lie, gang. So without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, first step, off rip. You want to go into Sketchfab. Sketchfab.com. You can search up like anything. Like let's say, boom, I want Dante from Devil May Cry because I'm just that guy, right? Boom, right here. You just pick up models. So, but in this video, we're gonna be working on this zombie flash. So, but if you see like something like this right here, that's how you know you could install it. And then you just click into it and you click download 3D model. And then you could download either GLB, GLTF, or a worst case scenario, FBX. Now, the GLTF and the GLB, you want to download those because it comes with the textures. Now, like either way, like sometimes FBX could come with textures, but it doesn't matter. Just choose GLTF or GLB. I'm assuming you guys have Blender set up and Unreal set up. So I'm just going to go based off that. So now we're going to go into Blender. Okay, so once you're in Blender, you want to bring in the model. So you file, import. Since we downloaded GLTF, we click this. You also have to extract your download because if not, you're not going to be able to import it. So we're going to extract it and we're going to go in here. How I like to drag it in, scene GLTF, drag it onto this window, and then we import it. Perfect. So then another thing I like to do just off rip, I'm not gonna even worry about sizing it yet, but I'm gonna open this section up and we're just gonna go around deleting these Y's. We're gonna delete all this because it's a bunch of BS on our stuff. So, and then we're gonna highlight everything and then we're gonna resize it. Take a look at it, make it a little bigger. We can hold Z and go down to material preview. So in this case, you know, these are the bones for the models. So I'm just gonna delete them because they're pretty bad. So we're gonna resize it again and just have our model here. I think that's a good size. We're gonna go to File, Export, FBX. We're gonna name this one Flash. And then just don't worry about any settings. So now we go back to our browser and we search up Mixamo. Mixamo right here. We go into it. Okay, so Mixamo is going to be our gateway to rigging our models. So we press upload character. We go into our file explorer. And the FBX that we exported, we're gonna drag it here. We're gonna go in, we're gonna sit for a little bit. And then now, this part, just like this diagram on the right side, we're going to follow the instructions. You're gonna put the chin on the chin. You're gonna put the wrists on the wrists. Put it on the elbows. Put it on the knees. And then we're gonna put it on the dill. Okay. And then we press next and just let it cook. Let it do its thing. And then I'll get back when it's finished. Okay, now that it's finished, I highly advise looking at these when you do models because sometimes depending on the model that you're doing, it could kind of like mess up. So you want to look at it. So in this case, like I think we're pretty good. The hands. Oh, you see? This is what I'm talking about. The fingers. Fingers are a little messed up. All right, boys. The Flash model was a little bit ass. So we got a new model. We got my boy Kaneki. Let's look at the hands. Oh my God, they're peeking. We got bones on every finger. Let's go. Finally. Okay. So now from here, well, I have a preset blend file. So I'll show you what it does in a second. If we open this up, we just delete this character. Hold on. Doesn't want to delete. There we go. So then we click File, Import, FBX, and then we bring it in. So you could pretty much make this save yourself. You just have to open Fmodel, import all the RNA stuff, like the shirt, the pants, the shoes, and then save the file. And then you can use that as a reference for when you're making these models, so it's easier. What we're gonna do is we're gonna open this up. We're gonna click Pose, go to the left here on Object Mode and go to Pose Mode. And this allows us to choose a bone and mess with it. Now, what I like to do, because you know it's black on black, no crime, we highlight Object, and then we click a bone, and then we can still move it, but we're seeing our model instead. So now I like to look at it like this, fix it up like that, both hands. And then usually when it's like this, like I can kind of tell that I'm gonna have to like resize it quite a bit. So I like to just grab this bone, press S, and then make it a little bigger and kind of, you know, just fix it up. And then so it's also good too, like it really depends on how you look at the camera, or like how you position your camera. So if I want to go up and down, I'm gonna look at the model like this, so I can go up and down. But if I look at it over top, I go left and right. So again, it really depends how you look at it. So we're gonna fix it up here. We're gonna move the bone, move it in like this. See, it's a little out, you know, fix it. Minor adjustments. I see that the hand is going over the RNA hand, so I shorten it a little bit. And now I try to fix this again. And then there you go. We got one arm ready for the hands. Can even say I can fix this a little more. Not even, it's like perfect. So then we're gonna do the same thing with the other hand. So look at the fingers, fix it up, move the forearm, maybe move this a little back, move this a little to the side, fix the hand, boom, perfect. And then now we do the legs. Like I like to fix everything first and then work on the minute details, which are pretty much the fingers and the feet. That's like the main thing. So I just do the easy stuff first. Put this in, and then the legs we'll worry about later. Now we do the hands. Now the hands are like the hardest part of this. So like usually I like to start with the pinky first, because it's the hardest finger. But what I do first is I click all the fingers. I go R, press R, and G, and then I move it around to its designated finger to like kind of separate everything. And then now we can start working on the fingers. So I look in real close, I fix it up, and then I see that this finger is really small, so I press S to resize it, use G to move it around a little bit, and then you just do minor adjustments. You want to look at it from the side, you want to look at it from the top. Like I said, when you're looking at it like this, up and down, or left and right. Or no, yeah. Up and down. And then this side, looking at the top of the hand, left and right. So you just go over. You want to make sure that your model's fingers are like inside the RNA's fingers. Now, there's gonna be times where like you're gonna get like little peaks like that, like the RNA, like your model's fingers are not inside of it, but that's okay. You want to cover it as best as possible. That's all that really matters. So you just keep doing the same thing. So like that, I fix it, level it out. And then you always want to make sure that these fingers are straight too, so then it's easier to work with. When I look at it from the side, when I want to bring it down, Use G a little bit. Use G to stretch it out to match. Look on the top. Use G. Use G and R. R to move it around and G to move it everywhere. So then we keep moving forward with the process. And notice how like it's pretty easy from to start with the pinky on, because if you go this way, like it's pretty hard to like look through everything. So just keep making minute adjustments, straighten it out, grab the big bone. Maybe I want a G, maybe extend it a little bit. Like you see, it's hard to look at it from this side, so I keep looking at it from this side. Move it a little bit. Boom, perfect. We continue with the sizing. We look at it from the top. Beautiful. We got it inside. Look at it from the side. Perfect. Now with the thumb, you're gonna press G a lot for the thumb anyway, to be honest with you, because the thumb is so like out of whack. So you want a G, fix it, like fix it looking like this, and then look from the side, and then fix it again, and then just keep going back and forth. Look at it from the top, look at it from the side, top side, and then keep going. And then this looks pretty good to me, so I'll get back to you when this hand is finished. Okay, now the hands are done. Now it's time to work on the feet. The most exciting part, woo. Like what? Okay, so how I do this, I go up here and I press the I so it can hide the RNA body. So then from here, I would grab this bone and then straighten out the feet. Straighten out the feet, look at it from the side, see if it's touching the floor or the grid, you can say. I keep doing minute adjustments. I think that looks pretty good to me. We bring out the eye, and that's pretty much it for now. Like we kind of posed everything. So now for the best part, in my opinion. Like it's pretty much telling you, yeah, bro, you're almost done with this model. So we go in here, we get out of pose mode, we go into object mode, we click our mesh, and then we click the wrench right here, and then this armature, we click this little arrow and we press apply. Now we move our cursor here next to the model, on the model, whatever your heart desires. You right click, you go to parent, clear and keep transform. Notice how now these are not connected. So now we can delete the armature. Now it stays posed. We hold left click and drag it around, hold shift, and we hover over t-shirt. Now the object or our mesh is connected to the t-shirt. So now what we do, we click it again, our model, add modifier, deform armature. And then we add modifier again, search, data transfer. So then we grab this little eyedropper, first t-shirt. Then we grab this second eyedropper for data transfer, and then we put it on t-shirt 002. Now we go to vertex data right here, open this up. We click, you can tick it, or you could just click vertex groups. It's the same thing, it's gonna turn on anyway. And then we go to mapping and we put nearest face interpolated. And then we click generate data layers, and then we can click the arrow and apply. So now what this does is transfers all the weight from the original t-shirt to our model. Now we click object mode and we go to weight paint. This is the most important part, most crucial. Do not skip this part. You need to do this part, or else your model is going to look Buddhist primal. It's going to be horrendous. So now we get out of wireframe and we press hide. We hide the t-shirt so we can see our model. Now notice how I have a big circle around my cursor. If you don't have this circle, you can press this little brush here to draw. And to make, you can mess with the sizes. So if you press F, you can fix it up. So pretty much we want to go around and doing like the fine work. We're gonna refine the weight paint. Whatever we think is too much or shouldn't be there, we wanna erase. So how we do that is you hold control and then you just hold left click and you just run your brush through parts that you don't want. So the main parts that I usually see are head. So let's look into that, right? Like for example, like you see this neck part, it got a little paint on it. See, got a little paint right here. So for the most part, it's pretty good. But what I like to do is for the chin, we're gonna press F and we're gonna make it small, and we're just gonna color it in. We're just gonna color this whole thing in. Okay, perfect. Another portion of the body that really bothers me is the thighs. So the thighs are always going to be always going to be a problem. So with models too, you want to find models that have good hands and that don't have baggy pants. Like if they have baggy pants, they're going to like stretch. But yeah, you want to find models that you can see through their legs, so it can be easier for you. You don't have to deal with the trouble of like the mesh or the model stretching on you. So once we do that first thigh, you want to, keep going along with the process of unpainting what shouldn't be there, because you don't want to move your legs and then your shirt is moving. You know what I mean? Like that's not your leg. So want to make sure everything is all blue, make a fine line over everything, and then we have our leg. See, there's a little bit right here, maybe. Yep. Delete it, keep it pushing. Boom. Now we already did the head, we go up. Another issue is the arms. Now we don't want to point and our torso is like peeking out, like we got like tremendous lats, right? So wanna delete all this. We make this a little bigger so it can be easier. Go around cutting it. Go around cutting it. Okay, we go back a little because I cut too much. Control Z if you don't know how to go back. So then we're pretty good. I'm just gonna color it in a little bit. It's also recommended to color it in a little bit if it seems a little too like orange. Red means that like it's like that's the spot that you want to move with that specific bone. So if it seems a little orange, I just personally like to make it red because that's how it is on the RNA arm. So also look at this as well. This could be a little bit of a mess up here because it's all over the hair and the face and the neck. So we want to, we want to cut this down a little bit. Go to the back. We're not going to cut so much here. But mostly the neck and stuff is what we want. Yeah, you see, you'll get issues like this too, where it doesn't want to unpaint. Now, in this case, I believe that it's just painted because this is painted. Like if I were to delete some of this, like it would probably go away. See? And then if I try to make it go away, I'm gonna be messing up the weight paint here. So this weight paint particularly is like crucial. Like you don't want to mess it up because then it's gonna mess up the whole model entirely. So you cut what you can. Then we go to the other arm and then we fix this up. Same way. Cut under the arm, cut the sides of the arm, on top of it, and then we make we make a nice little fine line, and then we fill in the gaps. You'll paint it in a little bit if you cut too much. And then there is your other arm. Pretty quick, pretty simple for the most part. Now we're gonna look at this, and we're going to cut some of these out, some of this paint out. Now we want to make this smaller so then we don't get our actual paint. Like I said, with this, like it's very like tedious with this part in particular. So like I'm not gonna force cutting it, because like see, like I'm seeping into my other stuff. So okay, so then once you're done with everything, pretty much all the way paint, you're pretty much done on the blender side of things. So with this particular model, I'm going to have to implement the textures myself. So this is good if this ever happens to you. Majority of the time it's not, but it's good anyway to see. So we're gonna go into shading. We're gonna fix our camera so we can look at our model. Perfect. And then we're gonna click this icon right here to see our materials. Now we have the clothes, the material, and the hair. So normally when you download these models, they're gonna come with textures, which is perfect. What I like to do, I look at it, press view, large icons, so then we can see what we're dealing with. And then you just match the name to the names in Blender. So this is the clothes, right? Clothes. We drag it in. We're gonna delete this normal map, and we are going to grab this color and put it on base color. And then now you have the clothes. And then same thing applies for the others. You delete the normal map. The normal map, go back. This is the material, so this is the eyes, and then connect it. Now we got our eyes. I'll do this one more time. Now, for every model, it's a different case. It's not gonna be as simple sometimes, but like to each his own. Like if you find models, if you like after a while when you're making models, you're gonna have an eye for things like oh, like the hands are a certain way, or like the pants are too big, or this armor is too bulky, so the weight painting is gonna be a lot longer. You just get an eye for these things. So, you know, go with simple models. Don't do too much torture to yourself. Like this model right here, simple, clean. You could see in between the legs, the hands work. You know, it's just, you can tell that it's going to be a good model. So now we're done with the texturing. We go back to layout, we look at it. Wonderful, cool, sweet. Now we press file, export, FBX. Now we want to label, when we export this is going to be our t-shirt. Oh, wait. First, before you export, you want to delete the t-shirt because you don't need it anymore. And then we cover everything. And then we export as FBX. Now the t-shirt, you want to label it as this because this is what it's going to cover in game. So click this. I already copied it. So Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Then I already have a preset. So I click this and I click my preset. Now, if you don't have a preset, let's say, you hold shift and you click empty camera lamp. So now you have that set up. For the scale right here, you want to put 0.01, and then you're good on there. So yeah, then you can export and then you're good. We're gonna open Unreal. I will see you guys when the project opens so then I can tell you what to do next. I missed a very crucial part. That's a mistake on my part. I always forget that things are different because of the 1.0 update. Anyway, so you go to Blender, you do this first. Go into Blender, hit the materials. We're gonna make 3 new materials. And I like to just label them 1, 2, and 3. So then we're gonna put this up in the hierarchy. And then we're gonna go into edit mode. And then we're going to press 3 on our keyboard. Zoom in, press outside of the model to unselect everything. And then we're gonna grab a face. We're gonna press I, and then we're gonna make it a pixel. Pixel, something unseen. We click 1, and then we press a sign. Then we do this 2 more times. You click a face, press I, click your material, assign. And then for the 3rd time, press I, click your material, assign. Now that's done, we can finally export it. And then we can transfer this into Unreal. Now, boom, we get an error message. If you do this a lot, you're gonna get this message quite a lot. So, useful tip that I wish I known before was if you right click the folder itself and you click update redirector references and delete unreferred redirectors, when you try to import it again, boom, it works. So now that we got that settled, what I like to do personally, just for the sake of like, if I'm doing things right, is I put the model here and I open this up. Now we're going to cell shade this. So I'm gonna do this first, only because it's easier. And thankfully this model only has 3 textures. So I only need 3 cell shade materials. I'm gonna put a link in the description on how to get cell shading and how to set everything up. So just look at the description. We're gonna go and grab our cell shading materials. We go into modding, modded shaders. We're gonna use the material instance and we're gonna copy it here. We're gonna go in here. We're going to tick the modded texture, wind speed, weight and intensity, and overall brightness. We're gonna put these values at 0. Now, personally, this one is purely preference. Like, if you're doing a black model, I think you should put the brightness up a little bit because it's gonna be black. But for majority of my models, I put 0.3 as the value. It's a good brightness. It's a fair brightness. You can't really tell that. You won't say, oh, this is too bright in game. So open this up. Since I got this settled, I'm gonna duplicate this 2 more times, and then we're gonna open all 3 materials, have it at the top here. We're gonna grab our textures. I'm gonna put the hair here, put the skin and clothes here, and then we're going to put the material base here. Once we've done that, now we have our modded shader materials. Now we just guess, right? That was a pretty good guess if you ask me. So we got the body, we got the, oh shoot, see, guess we got the eye. Look at it a little bit, perfect. And then for the last one, we fill it up. Now we got the skin, hair, and everything. So it looks pretty good. So far, we press save. And then we bring our model out here to look at it. It looks gorgeous. So now you want to rename your skeleton and your physics. I'll show you. RNA underscore UE4 underscore mannequin underscore skeleton. And then for the physics, we want to name this RNA underscore physics body. Oh wait, no, RNA dash physics body. So then again, I'm assuming that you have your Unreal set up. You put the skeleton in your mesh folder and you put your physics obviously in the physics folder. Now, once that is done, we can grab everything. If you click one, you hold shift and you click the last item, it'll highlight everything. And then if you hold control, you can click your label to unselect it. We hold left click, drag it into our label, move here. We go into our label, and you always want to put a different chunk ID. It can be goddamn one number if you want to. You know, it's recommended 4, but you know, I've been doing this a long time. I just put 3 numbers and call it a day. It's not that serious. So then we hold Control and press S. We save that. Now we are ready for export. So we go to Platforms, Windows, Package Project, and then you click your level, or you make a new level, whatever you want to do, whatever your heart desires. Press save, and then it's gonna ask to export somewhere. So select folder, and then I'll get back to you when this export is finished. Fuck. Okay, finally our packaging is done. So we open 2 file explorers. For some people who don't know, if you already have one open, you right click the icon and you open another one. So then we move it to the side. We go to packs. This is the game files. I already have it set up already because I do this a lot. But for people who don't know, you go into Steam, Rooftops and Alleys, press the gear, manage, browse local files, and then it'll open the game. I'll show you all the way. You click Rooftops and Alleys, content, packs, and then it could be a modded folder. It could be one singular folder, but I like to organize everything so then I don't delete everything at once because I have a lot of mods. So we're gonna be focusing on clothing mods. So I open these up, and then I go to where I exported my model. So UE map exports, Windows, and then the name of the project is RNA shit, content, packs, and then these are gonna be the Kaneki. So then we rename it Kaneki _P, and then we go to clothing mods. I already have a model in, so I'm going to take this out, and we're going to put these in. Then we press play, and we should be set, to be honest with you. If not, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god, I have so many tabs open, it's ridiculous. Oh, I already saw him. I never like to look. Oh, I see him. We're locked in, boys. And there you go. My boy is cel-shaded. You can move around. Everything looks pretty nice. You could always check in camera mode. Look at everything. And bro, like, we're peaking right now. The feet are in line. This even works in like camera mode, actually. Gameplay, preset pose, and then you can use any of the presets and you're set. You can then take pictures with your model. So it's pretty cool. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if it helped, subscribe if you're new. Again, leave a comment if you have any questions, concerns, things I didn't cover, and I'll catch you in the next one, man. Peace.